Number 7 on this list replaced 3 paid apps I was using and saved me about $80 a year. Number 3 does something Adobe still hasn't figured out how to do properly. And the last one on this list, I almost didn't include it because once you start using it, you kinda can't go back to anything else. I just did a fresh install of Linux Mint 22.3 Zena, and instead of giving you the same tired install GIMP and VLC video you've seen 100 times, I went through everything I actually use day to day and picked the 10 that earned a permanent spot on my system. No filler, no obvious picks just to pad the runtime. If you're setting up a new Mint install, or you're just tired of your current toolkit, stick around, because number 1 is the app I now recommend to literally everyone who switches to Linux. Let's get into it. Let's start with the one that saves you money. If you're still paying a monthly fee for a password manager, stop. Bitwarden is open source, it's free for personal use, and it syncs across every device you own. Linux, Windows, phone, browser, doesn't matter. Here's the part people don't expect. Because it's open source, security researchers can actually audit the code. You're not just trusting a company's marketing page when they say military-grade encryption, anyone can go check. Installing it on Mint takes about 30 seconds through the software manager or a quick terminal command, and within 5 minutes, you can have every password you own imported from Chrome or Firefox. If you're on Mint 22.3 and you're still using the same password for 3 different sites, this is your sign. Next up, and this one's for anyone who's ever thought about recording their screen, streaming, or just making tutorial videos. OBS Studio. This is genuinely one of the only pieces of software where the free version isn't a light version of something better. Twitch streamers, YouTubers, and companies doing internal training videos all use the exact same tool. No watermarks, no recording limits, no upgrade to remove this. On Linux Mint 22.3, OBS runs smoother than it ever has thanks to better Pipewire integration. That's the audio system Mint has been refining since Mint 22. Scene switching, multiple sources, webcam overlays, it all just works. If you've been putting off starting a YouTube channel or a stream because you thought you needed expensive software, that excuse is gone now. This is the one I mentioned in the hook. Klendiv is a full timeline-based video editor. Multi-track editing, color correction, keyframes, transitions, the works. What surprises people is the render engine. Klendiv uses the same underlying technology that a lot of professional broadcast tools rely on. It's not a toy. I've cut full videos in it, and once you get past the slightly different layout from what you're used to, it's fast. The interface got another round of polish recently, so if you tried it 2 or 3 years ago and bounced off it, it's worth a second look. This is the app that convinced me I didn't need to keep a Windows partition around just for editing. You knew this one was coming, but I want to reframe it because most people undersell it. GIMP, the GNU image manipulation program, isn't the free Photoshop. At this point, it's its own thing, with a plugin ecosystem, non-destructive editing options, and support for basically every image format that exists. The learning curve is real, I won't pretend otherwise, but here's a tip that'll save you hours. Install the GIMP single window mode and grab the Photoshop-like keyboard shortcut preset from the settings. That alone removes 80% of the friction for anyone coming from Adobe's ecosystem. Pair it with Inkscape for vector work, logos, icons, illustrations, and you've got a design stack that costs $0 and gets used by actual professional studios who just don't want to pay Adobe's subscription anymore. If you record anything, podcasts, voiceovers, music, Audacity is still, after all these years, one of the cleanest ways to clean up audio. Noise reduction, multi-track recording, and a huge library of free plugins. Quick pro tip most tutorials skip, Mint 22.3's move to Pipewire means Audacity can now pull audio directly from other running apps without needing a virtual cable setup. That used to be a genuine headache on Linux. Now it's 2 clicks. Here's one that surprises people, Krita. This isn't a hobbyist app. It's used by concept artists and comic illustrators in actual studio pipelines. Pressure-sensitive tablet support, animation timelines, hundreds of brush presets built for digital painting specifically, not just photo editing repurposed for drawing. If you've got a drawing tablet gathering dust because you assumed you needed Photoshop or Procreate, plug it into your Mint machine and try Krita first. I'm not going to pretend LibreOffice is exciting, but it comes pre-installed on Mint for a reason. It opens and saves Word, Excel, and PowerPoint files without the formatting chaos you'd expect from a free alternative. If you're job hunting, doing schoolwork, or running a small business, this is the app doing the most invisible heavy lifting on your entire system. This next one isn't flashy, and that's exactly why most top 10 lists leave it out, but it might save your entire system one day. TimeShift is built into Mint and lets you create full system snapshots. Broke something with an update? Roll back in a few clicks, like nothing happened. I genuinely believe this is the single biggest reason new Linux users stop being scared of updates. Set it to run weekly, forget about it, and you've got a safety net most Windows users don't even know exists. Joplin, open-source, end-to-end encrypted note-taking that syncs across devices without handing your notes to a big tech company's servers. Markdown support, to-do lists, web clipper extension. If you've ever been uneasy about how much personal information lives inside your Notes app, this fixes that quietly in the background. And the last one. I'm putting VLC here, but not for the reason you think. Everyone knows VLC plays literally any video file format known to man. What most people don't use is the built-in screen recorder, the network streaming feature, and the ability to convert media formats without installing a separate converter app. It's the app you already have installed that's doing about a third of what it's actually capable of. That's 10 apps, $0 spent, and honestly, this list barely scratches the surface of what's available for Mint 22.3. If you want a part 2 covering gaming tools, coding setups, or system utilities, tell me in the comments and I'll put it together. If this saved you setup time, a like genuinely helps this reach other people switching to Linux for the first time. Subscribe if you want more no-fluff Linux content, and I'll see you in the next one.